Yes, at SML News era n'olunaku olwaleero tuzze tulaba ate nga tukutuusaako ebintu bingi nnyo mu puroguraamu yaffe The Criss Cross. Sserwega Ruvini yenze agikuttemu ate nga ebiseera ebisinga ng'era mumumanyi kitera kutambula nzekka, tambula n'abagenyi bangi. Oluusi bamubalabyeko ku mikutu gwaffe guno eno, oluusi ku mikutu emirala, ate era nate n'olwaleero sitambudde nzekka. Ntambudde n'omukyala abasinga gwe bamanyi ng'omukyala oba ategeera ebyobufuzi. Namukwano gwange yaŋŋamba ennaku ezo nti omukyala oyo okusinziira ku ddoboozi lye ajja kubeera member wa paalamenti ajja. Simanyi oba bakimulagulako oba naye kituufu kiri naye akyeyagaliza. Naye ebyo byonna ekirungi tuli naye mu studio za SML News olunaku olwaleero, ate oba oli awo abeeko by'atugamba. Maama nsaba obuuze ku batulaba.
Abatulaba erinnya Nansubuga Zainab, Female Youth Councillor, Rakai District. Last week I got a position of the interim treasurer at national level of National Youth Councillors Association, and still again the treasurer of the Central Region Youth Councillors Association.
Lwaki ebintu by'essente ebyo byenyigiramu nnyo kubanga lwaki ebintu by'essente byenyigiramu nnyo?
No, abanteekamu obwesige balabira ddala nga ebintu ebyo by'essente bisobolera ddala. Ensonga lwaki buli w'olaga owulira treasury. Yeah.
Okay. Rakai egamba etya?
Rakai, alhamdulillah, simbi nungi. Recently tubadde ne program ey'okuba nti abantu be Rakai bonna gavumenti yatuwa enkumbi era nga buli household gavumenti yagibalira enkumbi emu. So program gye tubaddemu the whole of last week nga tugezaako okuba nti at least tutuusa obuweereza ku bantu be Rakai lwa nsonga tumanyiddwa okuba nti tuli district eyeenyigira mu by'obulimi era ensonga lwaki gavumenti yasalawo tuwa enkumbi twongere okuba nga tutumbula ku by'obulimi mu district yaffe. Oba oliawo enkumbi zituyambeko mu ngeri omu oba endala, era enkumbi zino zagenda mu households ez'enjawulo n'abatannafuna enkumbi zaabwe bali mu kuba nti bazifuna kuba si kintu kyangu okugabira 19 administrative units enkumbi buli household. Gwe ng'omukulembeze ogenda olondoola eddala enkumbi eno etuuse mu household government gye yagibalira. So tugezaako mpola mpola era nsuubira nti by the end of this month program eno egenda beewedde.
Okay. Ku nsonga gy'oyogeddeko enkumbi Rakai musinga limaki? Si kye musinga okuwa obudde naddala mu by'okulima?
Rakai district tuli balimi ba matooke, tuli balimi ba mmwanyi ate era tuli balunzi. Emmwanyi waliwo ebitundu ebimu nga byo byakatandika olima emmwanyi, oweeyongera eyo munda ewabadde abalunzi b'ente abangi, kati ate bakyusizaamu ne baba nga batandika okwenyigira mu bulimi bw'emmwanyi. Tuli balimi b'amatooke era gy'owulira nti obummonde obuva e Kkooki, amatooke agava e Kkooki, okitegeera. So kati twayongeddeko okuba nti ate tutandika obulimi bw'emmwanyi. Yes, babaddemu abalima emmwanyi naye tebabadde bangi nnyo, kati abalina emmwanyi eri wakati w'okubeera ku ni area bangi nnyo. Ate luli ekitabaddewo kitegeeza abasinga batandise okulima emmwanyi emyaka 2 emabega oba gumu kitundu.
Okay, ku nsonga y'okuba nno gavumenti yavuddeyo n'egaba enkumbi, kirina impact ki gye kikoze kubanga enkumbi ya mutwalo gumu mu 12,000. Kitegeeza nti omunnayuganda singa aba alina akasente mu nsawo asobola okuba nga enkumbi eyo agyetuusaako. Gavumenti kirowoozo yakiggyewo okuba nti nerowooza nti bannayuganda saa zino bali mu bwetaavu bwa nkumbi.
Kati ngezazaako kunnyonnyola nti Rakai tuli balimi, okitegeera. Kati weekwata gavumenti weba ekutte n'empa enkumbi ey'omutwalo ogumu mu 12,000, endokwa y'emmwanyi emu ya 10,000. Okwata endoka z'emmwanyi guno omutwalo ogumu mu 12,000 gwe nandiguzeemu enkumbi ate ngenda gugulamu endoka z'emmwanyi 6. So sente zino ze nandiguzeemu enkumbi ngenda zidayivati nga nzisse ku kintu ekirala, okitegeera.
Mbadde mpitayitaho ku mikutu gyange egy'enjawulo gye ntera okujja amawulire gange nendaba nga engero tuli ku byobulimi nendaba nga Honorable Nabbanja Prime Minister number 001 abadde nga avuddeyo n'agamba nti gavumenti extendinze omukono naddala okusadiza Karamoja mu disitulikiti 8 okuba nti nno eyamba ku Karamoja n'obuwunga n'ebijanjaalo. Yes, oyinza okuba nga saakikulu nga tokirinaako nnyo naye mu normal senses do you think nti ab'e Karamoja bali mu bwetaavu eri obuwunga oba balina ekintu kye beetaaga okusobola okuavoidinga enjala gye bagamba nti esukkulumye sayidi eyo?
Otunuulira Karamoja as a sub-region oba Karamoja as a region, actually ye leading poor sub-region oba region. Karamoja baavu nnyo bw'ova ku Karamoja ate otambula odda eri mu Bukedi sub-region okitegeera nti Karamoja yo nga yo region terina cash crop okitegeera tebalina cash crop nti bannaaye tuli balimi ba mmwanyi oba tulima amatooke tujjamu akasimbi okitegeera kati enjala engeri gye bakosaamu ate si weekosanze omuntu ava mu Buganda akeera ku makya n'ennima kasooli yiika ezo 3 n'enkuba obuwunga n'emutereka mu sitoowa okitegeera nti Karamoja weetuuka ng'enjala ebakosezza ekyamazima wobawa obuwunga obaako ekyenjawulo ky'oba okoze ky'oba obataasizza nti basically because bo nga bo bambi Katonda teyaba blessinga na bya bugagga biryawo bingi
ate nga batugamba nti God gy'asinga batugamba by the way so far there was a discovery of God. Some serious God deposit that side of Karamoja. Nze mbadde ne argument eno era ensonga lwaki nti nno ngireese mbadde namawulire omu mukwano gwange mbadde nsharinga naye ne mugamba no. Right now I don't think nti abannakaramoja beetaaga buwunga okusobola okusurvivinga kubanga eta service scenario. Singa gavumenti jja n'empa kilo 10 ez'obuwunga nga nina abantu 13 ewaka kati zirire ennaku mmeka
olaba buno obuwunga gavumenti bweri mu kuwa kilo 10 kale ekyenjawulo ekiriwo nti ate gavumenti teri mu kutuyamba kusolvinga issue eri long lasting wabula gavumenti eri mu tuyamba ku kyetulinawo kati nti njala etuluma etukoze eki etuwadde obuwunga okitegeera naye ate I believe as a government it is still having another nga onagamba eina at the back of its mind ate kyeri mu kulowooleza ba Karamoja wabula kyendowooza government lwaki yavuddeyo nereeta obuwunga obw'ebijanjaalo yayagadde esooka esolvinga ekintu ekiriwo kati. Look at me okuba nti Alvin nti buno obudde njala yennuma okitegeera ate nondeetera ideas nga za kuzimba business mbuno budde seze neetaaga. I really need to solve an issue gye nnina ey'enjala in my stomach now then kati w'omala okumponya enjala ate obeeko n'ekyokola ki n'ekyokyusa ekirala mu bulamu bwange. So ndowooza nti gavumenti yasoose ekwate first things first then oba oli awo abakaramoja erina ekintu ekirala kye bapulaningira.
Honorable Nansooka, we are discussing about the government which has taken over 40 years.
Definitely.
And also Karamoja as a region, this is not the first time okubanga to experiencing this scenario eriwo olwaleero. Don't you think nti kubanga it has been some good days government ezze egaba obuyambi in terms of posho beans the same region. Don't you think the government has no way to say yeetaaga okubeera more serious okusingako wali eri nti abantu yeetaaga enteekateeka eyinza okubaleetera bo bennyini okwefunira akawunga?
Anti kati kino kyengezezzaako okugamba nti before nze kati saagala nkunnyonnyole ku gavumenti eziyise emabega kuba otunuulira emyaka gyange gavumenti gye ngezezzaako okutegeera gye ndabyeko ye gavumenti gye ndimu olwaleero eya 2026 egenda okutuuka mu 2031 okitegeera kati kyengezaako okugamba nsinzira ku gavumenti yange gye ndi mu kutambuliramu nti yes the government ebaddeja egaba mwezi government zemulabye zigaba obuwunga n'ebijanjalo naye ate bw'otunuulira nze ndowooza nti government yange okuvayo n'egaba obuwunga n'ebijanjalo it is doing first things first then ekole ki ebeeko kyeseetingira abakaramojja walabye Honorable Norbert Mao ne mukyala we nga batandise coffee seedling project e Karamoja. I don't know if you've seen that. Yes. So look at something. Honorable Norbert Mao is a minister. Definitely it is the government operating, right? Wotunolira inti they have started coffee seedlings there, meaning the government is preparing for Karamoja to have a cash crop okuba nti ate mu biseera ebijja mu maaso basobola okubaako nga beetuusaako obuwunga n'ebijanjaalo ebyo byabaweereddwa leero. But for the moment nti buno obudde babadde tebabirina, gavumenti yavuddeyo n'ebaba obuwunga obwo lwa nsonga babadde mu bwetaavu.
Kozi oli mu gavumenti banaye munansonyiwa simanyi naye nze ngamba maybe it's the right time government okusobola okuextendinga mind okuba nti nno egaziya ku ngeri y'abakaramojja gye basolvingamu that problem. But on the same related issue, talabye abaana abavudde South Africa, abaana bannayuganda, baana baffe wano era bwe baba bajje bwe baba bakimayo nga bayita mu minisita waffe Aruna Kasolo ne batuuka wano eno baweererako ddala babayisa buyisa paka Kyankwanzi. Was it necessary?
I believe it's very necessary.
Okay.
Like, because I want us to start with the offices ezakwasaganya abantu abo okuba nti bava South Africa gye baali in a Xenophobia Act. This is something tugiyite anti-foreign segmentation in a nation. Ekintu ekyo kyali kibaddewo emabega naye ate tekyali kya nnyo okitegeera luli because kati aba South Africa bakisusiza nnyo, they did a match to match okitegeera tebakwetaagira ddala mu nsi yaabwe. With the help of the office of the CDF of Uganda, with the help of the office of the acting Minister of Foreign Affairs, Honorable Aruna Kasolo, Member of Parliament of Chotera County, and with the help of the office of the President, these people were transported from South Africa to Uganda. They did not pay a single coin. It was free transport, meaning the government played a big role okuba nti ekwata bannansi n'ebajja mu mbeera gye baalimu eyali ey'okuba nti bakola ki bayisibwa mu mbeera y'okuba nti basosolebwa era bagobebwa mu nsi etali yaabwe. Nga era abantu bano tetujja banenya aba South Africa. They were led by Mama Cynthia Zuma naye tetujja banenya with other like n'abantu abalala. But because the match to match was led by Mama Cynthia Zuma of South Africa. Naye wootunuulira tojja banenya bo balowooza nti because wootunuulira some South Africans bakuwa ensonga nti ensonga lwaki bagobye bannayuganda mu nsi yaabwe.
It's not even Ugandans only.
No, me, I'm looking at my country, but bagobye abantu bangi, the Botswanas, the Nigerians, era abantu abamu in other countries, and our country, some member of parliament from Bale said, tukole ki nabo to boycotting ebintu byabwe bye balina wano nga DSTV nga MTN. But I don't think it is the way to go, right? Because omuntu like wakuleetera effumu ate tomufumita naawe. No.
Is that politically biblical?
This is not. It is not political.
Is it biblical or political?
It is not political, but I would say like mubulamu bwa bulijjo. Like I believe anyone besides the us, bali bomanya eri emabega in the political version of us. You should be generous. Omuntu wakuyisa obubi. There is that saying in the Bible. What does it say?
No, even the Bible itself, because we are seeing that nti Katonda singa oyo noona gyali okuddiza kwakuddiza agenda okusonyiwa naye ng'omaze okuexperiencinga nga weetonze tunaabayo ba South Africa nga beetonda
tebanneetonda naye ate like ekyamazima nti bannayuganda abasinga obungi about 1000 bavudde mu nsi yaabwe ate ndowooza nti okuba nti bakomezeddwawo ewaka we should not bring the spears nezeekola ki netwetomera ffenna okitegeera omukufa alina okukkakkana nti yes ffe twagobe naye ensi era gye batugobye ensi yaffe sagala mukole entondo ku bintu bitali byammwe bo batunuulidde ebintu ebyenjawulo nti crime rates zibadde zisusse era aba South Africa bagamba nti ba foreigners be babadde bakola ki bagezaako okukola emisango gino okitegeera naye wootunuulira ba foreigners abagobeddwa bafirika bannaabwe ate bali abalala like we are not the Africans are not si be ba foreigner bokka mu ggwanga lya South Africa waliyo ne ba foreigners abava in Europe and elsewhere so bagamba high crime rates zikoze ki zisusse ensonga lwaki babadde basaba bagobe baani bataddewo maaci eyegoba abantu abatali ba mu ggwanga lyabwe then ne batunuulira nti waliwo economic war in this thing nti omuntu avudde Uganda oba avudde Nigeria azze kukyusa bulamu bwe watuuka eri ne bamuwa omulimu we tugeze it's a company nga wona atunuulira nti balina company ya maybe cement omukozi emusasula nusu mutwalo okitegeera bo they have their term maybe omukozi emusasula nusu mutwalo naye ate ogenda otunuuliranga Omuna-Uganda oba Omu-Nigeria oba anyone from Morocco or where azze ate agamba munnaye omanyi boss nze nazze kola oba ompa akanaana nze nkivaamu nsobola okukola okitegeera so ne bo jjukira oli ali waka kati eyandibadde akolera omutwalo ng'akolera akanaana because of what a foreigner ye ate okitegeera nti company kati n'ekirala ne baba nga waliwo overwhelmed social services mu South Africa nti health center government gye yateekawo okuba nti ekwasaganya obujjanjabi bw'abantu geze 100 ate because of the foreigners egenda bba buno obujjanjabi bwa abantu 100 bwerina ate egenda bugabanyaamu esobola okugabira obujjanjabi abantu biki 5 because ba foreigner baki bangi kati notunuulira nti they have their reasons as to why bakoze ki batugobye mu nsi yaabwe.
Let us have a scenario. We are talking about a country which is one of the latest countries as of independence.
Yes.
And of which Uganda has a country and also the Ugandans and with the government participated too much okulaba nga babeera delivered okuva mu apartheid, so-called apartheid, okuba bafuna obwetwaze bwabwe. Don't you think this is unfair repayment or unfair treatment to their fellow friends?
That is right. South Africa was one of the countries as a symbol of independence, and Uganda as Uganda participated a lot in helping South Africa to gain independence. Why? Currently, Muzai is in good terms. I mean, our president, His Excellency Yoweri Kaguta Museveni, he said he's actually talking to the president because he tried to remind this president of South Africa and told him, my brother, by the time you got independence, I was president. By the time South Africa got independence, I was president of Uganda. I participated a lot in actually helping you gain your independence. This was not a fair pay, you understand? So currently, Muzai is in touch with the South African president to make sure at least these Ugandans that lost their business there, they are what? They are compensated, right?
Okay.
Yes. He is in touch with the president to make sure. And we would want to thank very many Pan-Africanists, a guy called Julius Malema, the president of some political party in South Africa.
EFF.
Yes, PFFF.
No, EFF.
EFF.
Yes.
So this guy came out and saw how unfair the act of that match to match was. You understand? Because, you know, some people, abantu abamu bajjukira, okitegeera. Because, but then we still have people abatajjukira. So I think the president of South Africa, alimbali abantu abatajjukira ensonga lwaki yasupportinga Mama Zuma and other people when they were actually doing the march to march in what? To make sure bagoba abafirika oba abantu abatali ba South Africans.
Okay, but to make matters worse, if you try to understand the history of South Africa today, olabanga ku total land area, otunuira nga abazungu bayina almost 80%. Aba South Africa bayina 12%. Nate salabyeko bano ba South Africans nga bagoba abazungu. Don't you think nti ekintu kye tugamba nti ekya African integration kiyinza okuba nti kirina makulu so far?
I think kati endowooza yange ku kino yes kiyinza obba like fe ku ndaba yaffe nga tekirina makulu because okitegeera this is something ekiyinza okuba nti tusuubira nti abafirika twandibadde tubeera omuntu ki omu naye ate the fact that fe abasoose okugobebwa mu nsi eri mu Africa then it is part of Africa fe abasoose okugobwa ate bali tebagobwa but South Africa is saying still nti abantu abagobeddwa ate tebalina ki butuuze mu South Africa. They do not have documents ezibakkiriza okubeera mu nsi yaabwe. Nti yes abantu abamu babaddeeyo for some long time bazadde abaana bakoze eki naye ate tebakoze eki tebalina butuuze mu ggwanga. That is where Julius came out and said abantu bano already twakola the intermarriages. Omuna-Uganda yafumbirwa a South African, omuzulu. They gave birth to kids. Kati omugoba buno obudde. We've been there together, me and you, for 20 years. Tuzadde abaana, you're sending me away. Oshegera. To go back home. The home I left 20 years. Oshegera. So, this is where I want to take you that it was really necessary. Abantu bano baleta. And to come to Nali in Chankwanzi. Okuba nti bakola ki because abantu abasinga
first wait there exactly I saw when President Museveni was finishing this Chankwanzi issues and he was like he gave 2 million to each individual. When you calculate, when you add and subtract billions of money went. Because 2 million times 1,000 people, that's quite some good amount of money. Not so? So, don't you think that this is something maybe Ugandans needs to understand about that?
What Ugandans need to understand is when these people were brought from South Africa to Uganda and then taken to Nali in Chankwanzi, this was to prepare these people's minds. I've lost a business worth 20 million. You need to mentally prepare me for what is actually coming ahead, to prepare me to start engaging with a family I left 10 years back, 20 years back. You understand? This family, I left this family to go change a life in another country. I'm back with nothing but a luggage of clothes. You understand? With nothing but a luggage of clothes. These people needed to understand government programs because there is no way you would just let them mix into other people without making them understand government programs. Many of them, you saw they did not have national IDs. They were registered into NIRA and given their national IDs in just about 2 days, 3 days, you understand? So they prepared through this Chankwanzi engagement, these people were financially like they prepared them for in financial arrangements. Why? How? Someone has lost a business of about 20 million, 30 million. They are preparing this person financially, mentally, you understand, in a way that mentally you have that depression, you've lost a business. Financially, you have nothing in your pocket, but how are you going to live a new life without a shilling in your pocket, without with kids behind you, a whole family? It has to depend on you as a father, as a mother. How are you going to handle this? Then they told them, how to go about how to engage in government programs. In this, I'm talking about the parish development model and the Myoga and very many other programs. Because wotuno leader, like they had to nti omuntu abadde South Africa for 10 years, they don't know government programs running currently in Uganda. You need to make these people understand the parish development model. This is the way it operates. This is the way you get it. You understand. And you talked about the president giving the 2 million. This was, I told you, when the government is doing things, it looks at short term and long term. These people needed the 2 million to help in, like, how are you going to leave Nali? How are you going to leave Chankwanzi and go to engage with your family? Just for instance, my family is in Rakai. I'm from South Africa. My family is in Rakai. And how am I going to get to Rakai? You understand? How do I even start a new life within this short time? You understand? Okay. So still, what Ugandans did not know, the government injected 2 billion in South African circle. You understand? This is, the South African deportees. So this is going to help them. You're going to come borrow the money, go do something, and then you return the money, and then you understand, something like that. That is how it's going to run.
Okay.
So
we have been, the reason why these people went to South Africa was not because, I'm giving you according to my own understanding, maybe even the Ugandans who are watching us. These people, that by the time they left Uganda, there was some challenges. One could be the political environment. Two could be the employment, no employment opportunities, or the government does not consider merit. As also, you last time when I was here, told me that the Uganda of today mostly interested in people whom do you know. Now those people, they left Uganda because they know they had no one they knew by that time. So don't you think it's still the same problem or the same challenge today?
I will.
That they are going to face.
I don't think they are going to face the same issue. If someone left because of unemployment, I don't think he's going to face the same issue. I've already told you, this person was offered 2 million ahead. You understand?
It's just pocket change.
I know, to you it is pocket change. To me, an entrepreneur, that is not pocket change. You understand? To me, an entrepreneur, that is not pocket change.
How much is a room when you are renting?
Well,
a business room?
Very many people look at you're going to rent business, you're going to start a boutique. As a person who has been through a lot already, I don't think I can go for renting a house and anything. I believe when you look at these people who have been in South Africa, don't tell me these people don't have families. They have families. We have families in village, and I'm telling you, many of them, they don't have families here in Kampala. We have our families down there in Rakai. Rakai has a lot of land.
Don't you think that these people, they left their villages after selling their land to go to South Africa to look for new opportunities? Now they are being deported.
These people left the country to go look for opportunities, but at least they have come back into the hands of, they came back. But how did they come back? They came back with a hold of the government. You understand? And I told you, while in Chankwanzi, they went through different sessions of training. You understand? I'm telling you, the government is not going to rest after seeing these deportees have benefited from the parish development model, after seeing these deportees have benefited from the Myoga. You understand? Because the government already knows it has over 1,000 people that really need it. They've been deported from South Africa. These people really need the government. If the government has managed to inject 2 billion into the circle of deportees, then don't you think these deportees are going to also fight hard to change their life? How many deportees have you seen on camera in Nali and they are talking against the government? That the government has not been there for them. Really, how many have you seen? Have you seen any?
according to my own understanding and according to my own observation, how I know Ugandans. Today someone may be smiling, but after 1 month, when it comes to August, there could be the same people now against the government. Like, well, people, please, you promised us the 2 billion.
A SACCO is a long-term program.
Because, let me give you a scenario. Last time we had a scenario whereby the government of Uganda, through Prime Minister, went to people of Chikubo, Amisi, Chugundu, Owino, and so over, the issues of flooding. These people, they lost their businesses. The government promised some billions of money for these people to repay, to have some new capital. But we saw just of recent, when these people, they decided to go to the office of the minister, we saw security organs caning them seriously. You people don't come to claim for what the government has promised. So, don't you think that it may come back?
When I promise you something,
Okay.
I think you should also give me time to handle that thing, right?
I don't just think that.
I'm making a promise. Have you had a friend that actually has had have you had a friend and this friend maybe has had an introduction ceremony or wedding ceremony?
Yes.
When you make a pledge, do you pay it that day?
I pay according to the schedule, according to the timeline or the program, how the program is the time, because someone may tell you that, please, I have an introduction, but we are in July, but by the end of August, that's when the introduction is going to happen. So now it's up to you. When you say that, okay, you pledge for 200, you should know that within this time, you are going to do what? You are going to be, at least you give a half, or by the time of finishing the timeline, you'll be giving your last installment.
When you look at the period at which the floods occurred, by then the government was going through. We were into an election period. There was a lot of stress already for the government of Uganda. You understand? So I believe these people would actually hold back. And in most cases, when you have leadership governing something, so you saw how many people went to the office of the minister, right? There were very many. If at all they had leadership, then this thing would be easy to them. 5 people moving into an office, you understand? And you know how easy it becomes when you're handling 5 people, and 5 people are representing maybe 100 people behind or something. You understand? The reason I try when you see even members of parliament have a parliamentary caucus. Why? Because when even the president is actually going to handle matters of members of parliament, you will not see someone from Kochi constituents coming to the president's office. You will not see someone from maybe Chotera County. You all come. Chotera County, you come from Adjumani. West County, you come from where? And you all what? You all into the president's office. If you have a caucus, maybe you have 5 leaders taking over the parliamentary caucus. You know very well, as a member of parliament of Kochi constituency, as a member of parliament of representing woman representative of Rakai district, I will go to the chairperson of the parliamentary caucus, address my issues, and they will be addressed to the president. You understand? The chairperson or something, right?
Honorable Nansubuka.
Yeah.
The reason why I'm taking you deep in that line is because, one, you are a leader, and also someone represent a district. That person is not a joke. But let us give a broad picture on how the government operates. We have seen this government through President Museveni. He preached 100 million to people of Chankwanzi by MPs when they went for a retreat in Chankwanzi. By today, they only received 20 million. The 80 million, we don't know when they are going to receive. Last year,
through connections, even though
that's right. I'm a journalist. Last year, the government of Uganda, through President Museveni, and the iPod pledged to give 7.5 billion to each political party which had representation or representatives in the parliament. And by that time, there were 7 political parties. By the money promised, up to date, these political parties, they haven't received their shares. But even some of them, like Gemma and PPP, they are out of iPod. So now, how can we trust the president of Uganda, now who has pledged to inject 2 billion to these people who are seriously in the need of that money? Don't you think that it may be also a lie?
By the time the president used a lot of money to transport these people from South Africa to Uganda, and he has already given each of them 2 million per head. That is, you can try to multiply 2 million times 1,000 people. It is actually what? It is already a lot of money. I believe the president takes his word, because this is a man who has always provided very many things. Me as a youth in the president's government, he has never promised something and I do not get it. Yes.
He promised that each and every citizen, most of the youth, who participate 78% to our population,
yes,
of 46 million people. He said that to all Ugandans who have got a bachelor, most of the youth, at least there are going to be a circle whereby these people, since they don't have a job as of now, they will be earning a token, at least 1M, but up to date.
When they tell you they are going to be injecting money in circles,
yes,
it is your responsibility to actually create that circle. Do you know that, or you don't know that?
I know.
You know that?
Yes.
Personally, as Zainab, I have a circle I'm into. That is, my first circle is the Central Region Youth Councillors Circle. And then I believe within a few months from now, we're going to be creating a National Youth Councillors Circle, right?
Okay.
So it is your responsibility as a person, when they tell you they are going to inject money into a circle, to create this circle, get the bank account, and then do what? And then get your papers ready. The certificate is ready when they tell you people, bring your certificates and bank account. Then it's ready, they inject money into it. You understand? So it is very many people actually do not take that as something. When they tell you we're going to inject money in circles, you're going to sit down there. Who is actually going to create for you this circle? When I tell you I'm injecting money into journalists' circle, and you sit there and other journalists create the circle, you're not into the circle, where are you going to get the money? You want to be in a circle. Where are you going to get the money if you're not in the circle? You understand? So, it is the responsibility of young people to actually create these circles. Why? Because the president is ready to inject money into these circles.
At SML News, tuli mu kutunuulira ensonga nnyingi ddala nga tutunuulira President Yoweri Kaguta Museveni oba akamala okulangirira mu last I think yalayira mwezi nga 12 ogwokutaano, omwezi ogwo ogwakayita mwevudde gw'omukaaga. Tutunuulira ebintu bingi byagezezzaako okusuubiza bannayuganda, osanga nange ndi omu mu bo. Ngezaako okubibuuza muganda wange, mukwano gwange, Honorable Nansubuga Zainab, District Councillor wa Rakai. Agezaako okubikkirira mukama we, agaanye okunnyonnyola ensonga entuufu oba oli awo ezikwata ku bannayuganda. Naye osanga usifa abatamanya, but people have tried to form these groups. Naye even to access abantu abayina sente ezo olina kujja olina kubaako ekintu ky'ofugiza.
That is wrong. Those people are going to scam you. People who tell you, Mbusimanya, you bring kitu chidogo, I take you to someone who is actually going to inject money into circles. You people are going to be scammed. No, who the hell gives you actually help and you have to first pay for that help? Is there anyone who does that? No, can you do that?
The current government.
Oh, please. I do not want you to actually involve our government into this because trust me, you've seen very many people coming out to act as very different people. You've seen very many people telling you, I will take you to Natasha. Natasha, you have to give me money. But those are scammers. And Natasha came out and said, you know what? Those are scammers. You people are going to be scammed. You've seen people telling you, I'm going to take you to this ministerial office and you have to bring this money. But those are scammers. And you've seen people being arrested for that.
Honorable Nasobok, recently President Museveni said, Intivanai, nange kenyini bantunda.
No lie.
Inti okumulaba, oyina kusooka kujjana, oyina okubaako n'akabaasa k'owannansubuga asobole okutuusa ali ew'omukulu.
I've seen the president more than 2 times, but I've never paid a single shilling to see the president. That is one different thing. That is one thing I want to tell you. I've never paid a single penny to see the president.
Maybe it goes
I've
back
seen different ministers. There is no whom you know here. Because I'm a Ugandan, I have the right to see my president. And I've never paid a single penny to see my president. I've seen different ministers and I've not paid a single penny to see these ministers. I've met different SEC members. I've never paid a penny to meet these SEC members. You understand? That is what I want to tell you. It is when you know the procedure that you cannot be scammed. People out there are very desperate. And that is why they scam them. You're too desperate to meet the Minister of maybe Finance. You're too desperate to meet the Minister of Children and Youth. And that is when people get you scammed. Because of your desperation. Be calm. Know what you want. Know a procedure. Know the office you have to get to. Have an appointment. Because there is no office you're going to go to without an appointment. Have an appointment. Go to the office, very calm. Talk out your issues. No one is going to ask you a single penny. Ugandans only lack one thing. We do not know the procedures. There is someone actually who told me, back there in my district, this person told me, you know how politicians can be. This person told me, and like, who are you? I normally tell people, so long as you're not God, you do not have a right to actually tell me anything I have to do. I know what I'm supposed to do. And you cannot tell me you are actually not a minister. You're going to cover my way of getting to some minister. I want to talk issues of the young people too. No way. I know what to do. I know the procedure. I know when to get to the office. I know when I need the help. I know when I know what I actually have to talk to people.
Let us, as we are trying to maybe wind up, let us try to talk about the procedure that the Honorable Ministers Balaam Balugahale and Justin Namere gye bakozesa okubanga bakwatamu aba bagamba bali benguzi naye ng'ate bakaada bammwe for quite a certain period of time.
When you look at the local government as a whole, the local government is the most corrupt organization we have in Uganda. I don't know if you know that. And by the time they put someone so stiff into that place, a person like my sister, Honorable Justin Namere Nsubuga, you know, like the president, you know, I will not mention the president's words.
Oh, you mentioned. Is the president is on record?
I will not mention those words.
It is on record.
Because he actually told you. I know the reason as why I put Namele and Balaam Barugahaba
because they can make noise. So
and when you look at the only thing personally that I find inappropriate is maybe arresting a head teacher without arresting the DEO, without arresting like the top organs, the inspector of schools, without arresting the education committee, the council committee that sits on education, the council committee that sits on education. You understand? Then I find, because I would stick on inflation of students into schools. You give a report of 1,000 students, and then you're having 700 students. You understand? And by the time this runs around, the inspector knows about it, the DEO knows about it, the council committee knows about it. You understand? Very many people in the line. Why do I would say, why do I have to see a head teacher being arrested without arresting these top organs? That is where I trains my head. But whatever they are doing, I really love the fact that very many people are actually working now because of the fear to be arrested. I love what district engineers are doing currently. By the way, when I passed in Rakai, yesterday.
Just a minute. Don't you think that's going to give us fake results as you're finishing with your statement?
Why I think it will not give fake results? Before, because these people were not supervised. They were actually giving the fake results. Why? I give you 90 million to build a toilet, and you build a toilet worth 10 million. You understand?
Okay.
So, but now, our ministers are actually looking at accountability. They are looking at what has this money done? What has this done? You understand? So if you have to give me accountability, then you have to give me accountability of the whole of the 75 million I gave you to build a toilet. You understand? So I believe this is actually going to put our country somewhere. Very many people who are supposed to work, that were actually sleeping in their beds, thinking they are getting free money, they are going to move on ground and work, because they know it does not take Honorable Namele a week or months to come and look into what they are doing. It does not take Honorable Barugahaba to reach the district. So they will have to work. I've seen my fellow councillors from Rakai looking at Banaye. We should actually go supervise these people before the ministers come. You understand? So very many people are actually going to give time to what they are supposed to do. You understand? I love the fact that very many people have started giving time to what they are supposed to do. We're not going to have people eating free money like they have been doing recently. No, please. I love what is actually going on, and I pledge it should go on. The only problem is I feel those that should be arrested, again, should be arrested. Those that should be told what to do, they should be told what to do.
All right. At SMO News. Ku program yaffe The Crisscross, Seriga Vini nzabadde akuweereza era nga mutulabye mutuwulidde ensonga nnyingi nnyo ddala. Ku lwa Katonda n'ensi yange, bwe tutyo bwe tuwunzise ekitundu kyaffe oba program yaffe ey'olunaku olwaleero. Wow.